Well, hello. Oz916, thank you so much for the follow. How are you? That's a record. What's up? Let me get my hat and let me get my light. Okay. Thank you very, very much for the follow. Alright, cool. Anyway, again, how are you? How do be things going? Don't ask why that was a thing. No problem, keep up with the grind. Well, thank you. Thank you. That is the intention for sure. Friday. Ready to just chill, you know? That. Oh, that's not good. Hold on. Let my computer catch up. I excited it. Tablet. But yes, thank you for the follow. I definitely appreciate it. My name's Austin, as I'm sure you've figured it out. I'm in a band called To Breathe Again. Yeah. Those things go on. We have an album out. It's called Breaking the Silence. You're actually listening to it right now, so hopefully you like it. And I also run a radio show that airs every Thursday, and I have a Discord. So, if any of those things sound entertaining to you, by all means check them out. If not, no worries. Glad you're here. Peter. Uh, Having some issues. Not showing anything wrong on. Hopefully things will work out okay. Well, I switch over to the game scene and suddenly things start improving. So hopefully that. Never mind. Things stopped improving. Anyway, keep an eye on it. Of course, let me know if anything starts sounding weird. Get ready. Oh yeah, no, everything's improving. We're getting back up there now, so that's good. We are on the planet Korriban. We're about to explore the third tomb before we get to the tomb of Nagasato. It was what it's called. Open. Supposed to. I'm just waiting for my computer to load. Hey, Alex. I forgot to do that completely. Hold on. What is going on? Sorry. Father is fixing. How'd the radio show go? It went really, really good. Um, had a little trouble getting it right for Discord, but we ended up figuring it out, so that's good. I am probably gonna end up. I am gonna like run an idea by Greg about the Discord that we have on this computer. Other than that, should be good. Calculator. The game? Okay. Why did... Alright, so that command should work now. Game you... Oh, it was waiting on me. Huh. Whoops. That's funny. I didn't realize it. But yeah, that command should work now.
What?
There it is. I did reset it, so now it should work every time. That one works though. That one always works. Alright. So, if you remember from last night, this guy has been hiding out in the tomb for like ever, and he's basically just kidnapping students and making them fight each other until one dies.
Oh, this other... Most of the... Yes, you're welcome. You see, Miko here has the cruel disposition of a Sith, but not the gumption that I'm looking for. I'm sure we could. Perhaps you... Now, so then, I don't... Then you... Now, and how many correctly answered questions before you died? Hmm? don't be silly. You had your chance, remember? On that note, let's begin. Now then, your immediate superior amongst the Sith is an effective commander and a fine leader. He trusts you and you like him. You see an opportunity to kill him. What do you do? Then I must And so we come to round 2. So, let's see. Ah, yes. You discover an aspect of the Force that gives you great power. Do you share it and strengthen the Sith as a whole? Or keep it to yourself?
Sorry. Friends is talking about, or since he's evil, his 15.
You gained an advantage. Still going? All right then. One of your underlings has made a major mistake which makes you look bad. He's normally very competent, skilled. Do you kill him or give him another chance? Last question. Now, this is, I suppose...
Oh. All right.
What? Mutiny!
Where my friend?
Sure. Yes.
Y'all, like, go in and help. Fuck.
Your wish?
Yes.
Jedi.
Why did I attack him?
Yes.
Now we're gonna win by default. There we go.
True Sith after all. I can't believe it's alive. You saved me. You could have easily just answered those questions.
What?
and
You
let me
zapped
die.
me after helping you through shock therapy?
Yes. Well, I see what you mean. I've never been on that side of the fence before. It makes you think. I guess there's more than one way to be a Sith. Hard to believe. Well, You can have those writings he mentioned.
I learned it from you.
For them. Master Yuthar will be very pleased if you give them to him, you know. I'll head back to the academy. I need some rest.
No problem. Didn't work.
Yes?
Sure.
I will be your doom!
All of that for that one clay urn. And another violet crystal. Okay. Come on. Unless it. A little more. Got this. There you go.
No problem. Didn't work.
Towards mass. Or I forget.
Ah, what is this you bring me, Shardan?
It is none other than the sword of Ajunta Paul, Master.
Fool. All the trouble you went through for your deception, and you did not even make an effort to verify the sword's authenticity.
Master, but what do you mean?
There is no place for fools amongst the Sith. Begone.
Pick anyway.
Greetings, young one. You have much to do yet. You have gained little prestige. You will have to work quickly if you hope to best the others. Oh? What is my apprentice up to now? I see. Go now. A student, is it? Greeting. Then finish the code as I speak it. Peace is a lie. That is only...
Yeah. You remember when I wrote all of this down? Do you remember when I wrote all of this down on stream yesterday? Guess what I don't have anymore. Oh no. Exactly. Right. Here we go. Because I would have gotten it wrong because I thought it might have been strength.
Through passion, I gain...
Passion, I gain.
Through strength, I gain...
Power.
Through power, I gain...
Victory.
Through victory...
Are broken.
The Force shall free me. Yes.
Force shall free me.
You have indeed learned the code of the Sith. Speaking the words and knowing the words are, however, two different things. Tell me then, true or false? It is our passion that fuels the Force. Well done. I will test you no more. You know the code. Very impressive. Go now. You have done well, but you have not impressed me enough to declare you the victor. I have matters to attend to. Ah, the ones I ordered executed for their mutiny. It's done then? Indeed. I had the caverns checked after you left. Well done. The lesson is learned, I believe. Go now. You have done well, but you have not impressed me enough to declare you the victor. I have matters to attend to. Ah, finally, the genuine sword. I knew that this relic would be unearthed in time. I can feel the power flowing through it. Well done. You have impressed me greatly. Go now. You have done well, but you have not impressed me enough to declare you the victor. I have matters to attend to. Yes, so I hear. I've had reports from some students that ventured into the tomb after you left and found the parts. Well done. I am impressed. You have rid us of a potential nuisance. Go now. You have done well, but you have not impressed me enough to declare you the victor. I have matters to attend to. Ah, my old master. Still, unless you bring back something of his, some writings are similar, I am unimpressed. Jorak's fate means nothing to me. Oh, let me see. It appears my old master was busy studying the writings in one of the tombs. How interesting. I do hope you had to pry this from his dead fingers. Regardless, you have impressed me with your worthy act. You have impressed me enough, by my estimation, to become a Sith in full. Congratulations, young one. You have bested the others quite completely. You have but one final test which you must take, and this requires us to travel to the tomb of Nagasado, in the Valley of the Dark Lords. I would advise you to be rested and equipped before we leave. Return to your quarters now and seek me out in the morning. When you return, make sure that you have all you will need, for you will face your test alone. Go, and may the Force serve you well.
Don't mind us as we just crash into each other.
How can you possibly be Raven? The Jedi whose troops saved me on Taris. It was Revan leading an army out to defeat the Mandalorians. It was you. I knew when I heard that you had become the Dark Lord of the Sith that something was wrong with it. The man who saved me could never go completely to the dark side. It is good to know that you have truly changed. It gives me hope. I do not think now that I will fall to the dark side. I only have to look at you and follow by your example, and there is no way I can fail. Thank you for placing your confidence in me. I only wish I had your heart as well. I will never forget what you did for me, even if you do not remember it.
Got something on your mind, dude? I don't want to talk about that. Maybe, but I doubt it. I'm made stubborn that way. Got something on you. What? You think because I'm a hermit, I've always been a hermit? Just because I haven't seen Sunray for 20 years doesn't mean he's not a friend. A man could have changed a lot in that span of time, though. But to become a murderer, I can't see it. That's not the Sunray I knew. He was a good man. Put me up in his home for a year back after I left the Order. War hero, too. So I hear. I wouldn't mind helping the fellow if we can. I owe it to him. Or you can be a young monkey lizard and ignore me, I guess. I don't expect much these days.
And we already helped him.
What are you doing here? Go back to Uthar and tell him you are ready to take your final test. Our moment is at hand. Go.
All right. Real quick. By Coke, I mean Dr. Pepper. Dr. Peppy. Talking. But I like to have my audio or my mic audio.
So then, I take it you are ready to travel to the tomb of Nagasado. Your final test should not be delayed. It is a tomb that belonged to an ancient Sith Lord, the greatest of Korriban Sith Lords, in fact. It is there that your test is performed. I will tell you the details when we are there, young one. You will, however, fight for your life. That is why I suggest you be in sufficient health. Then we go now.
Bye, guys. Day passes in preparation. Star takes you and Ethera to the tomb. Companions are not permitted.
Very well. We are now ready for your final test, young Sith. You have earned the right to see if you shall become one of us.
Indeed you have.
I dislike your tone, though. What are you up to now?
Nothing, of course, my master. I was merely agreeing with you. Should we not get on with the test?
Yes. Yes, of course. We are in the sacred tomb of Nagasado, young one. The one discovered by Darth Malik and Darth Revan years ago. You are to follow in their footsteps and reach the ancient star map that lies deep within. There you will find a lightsaber, amongst other things. The lightsaber is for you, your initiation present. Return to us once you have it. For you, the test does not end there.
Be very cautious here. This tomb is like the others in this valley, and many of its old defenses remain active.
Do you understand what I have told you? Are you ready to begin? No, that is part of the test. Overcome the obstacles that lie ahead on your own. You cannot. No one enters and no one leaves until your test is complete. Good. Euthura and I will await your return.
Okay. Fucking love faces. Like, it just makes everything so nice. That path. Datapad appears to be the journal of a Sith who quite obviously did not make it past this portion of his final test. Most of the journal consists of the Sith's account of gaining enough prestige with Master Uthar to take this test, only the final entry appears to concern the test itself. It seems I need to get across the pool of acid in the central chamber. If I am to complete my test here, but that is not going to be easy. Runes name one obelisk the Pillar of Fire, while the other is the Pillar of Ice. I can only assume that one of the pillars leads to a way to remove the acid pool. Fire or ice? Wouldn't fire create toxic fumes? I'm not sure. Maybe freezing the pool would be safer. Well, I'll worry about that once I bypass the Terrantatic beast. If I can. Suppose it's now or never. Up, bitches. How's it going? What if kissed me? I mean, you know, maybe that would... Let's mate with Ice Pillar. What's up, friendos? Okay, well, that's not gonna work. Got it. Okay, well, you're frozen, so let's go ahead and take care of one that's actually trying to hit me. And oh. I have to do my running trick. let's not put myself in a corner. Probably wouldn't be a great idea. Oh, wow. Circle. Great if I could, like, climb them. Alright, hey, you bitch. That was a mistake that I made. Oh. Bad beast. Okay, cool. Here we go. Just awesome. Oh. Thanks. No, let's not do that, shall we? Okay? Fucking heal up, because you're not fucking stupid. It is not. Fuck. Ah. Oh, you dumbass! Oh no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Fuck me. Yikes. Hi, hello, this is not going well. I don't know if you noticed. Oh, fucking shit. Oh, oh, no, 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 oh god, no. Bad. I about to start the whole last game over. Did not sign up for a threesome. What I need to do is I need to get them like in the same spot, and then just chuck a concussion grenade at them, and then just lob grenades. Barrage of grenades.
Ah, what is...
It is
That is... Greetings, young... Then peace is a lie. That is only...
Passion.
Through passion I gain... Through strength I gain...
Ow!
Through power I gain... Through victory... The force... Yeah, tell me... Well, go now. Ah. Indeed. The less... Go now. Ah, finally. Go now. Yeah, I am. Go now. Ah, you wish to... There is... Oh, let me see. Regard... You have a... You have... I would have... When you...
Johnny, this way. Hey.
No problem. Didn't work.
Wasn't do.
So there. Then we... Very well. We are now ready for your final test, young Sith. You have earned the right to see if you shall become one of us.
Indeed you...
I dislike...
Nothing.
Yes, you are to... Light...
Be very...
Do you... Good.
Miss anything. Wait, if I die. Alright, bitches. Really? 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 That's... Really? Dude? Oh my god. Fucking... Shit. Oh. There we go. Alright. Plasma. Korriban. This was done real terribly. Oh no. You know what though? Good thing I saved. Cause I did not have the grenade, but I thought I did. Okay. Start off very well. Damn. Pull the lever across. You idiots! Hey. Hit. Fuck. Fuck. Yikes. Thought that lever was gonna do something. Oh, you idiot! Oh my god. Shoot her! Shoot her! Probably the best way to do that. Right. Okay, I found a better way to do this. Okay. I just hope I didn't get rid of what. I did everything. Got my stuff back.
I'll avoid what I can.
You got no fucking shit. Up, go away. Out. Bitch.
I'll avoid what I can.
Come back. Yep. Oh. Are you running, son? Kind of. Very slowly, Dad. Now I just want to fucking... Really. Oh, this was a... Okay, run away. Run away now. Got this. Don't got this. Oh, you ho. Yikes. Alright, bitch. You hoe. Whew. Fucking got there. Now I'm winning. Sorry, a friend of mine just wanted to know. Wanted some advice on a good how to learn on. Also, I'm letting my force heal up anyway, cause woof, fucking finally. I just didn't want to leave them. I did, yes, they are both dead. I can now wander. Did I get everything out of here? I did. Oh. Things that I need. Okay. Go. I didn't need an anti-hit shit. Okay. Save game so I don't have to do that shit again. According to the walkthrough I was supposed to go over this time, I don't think it exactly matters. There we go. These are 3 pillars that have electronic readouts, showing the energy levels of 4 systems. The controls show that these systems transfer to other pillars. Caution! Some of the systems are very delicate and improper transfer of power cause an electrical overload. In order to unseal the chamber, all the following 4 systems must be transferred to the right pillar. Top system may be transferred to any pillar safely without fear of overload. Mid-upper pillar. This system causes an overload if transferred to a pillar with an active top system. Base system. This large system may only be transferred to a blank pillar with no systems active in it, or it will cause an overload. Remember, a system may be transferred to another pillar if it is the only active system on that pillar, or it is the last one. The current system displays on the pillar's read. Active systems: left pillar, base system, mid-lower system, mid-upper system, top system. Active system: middle pillar, no active systems, right pillar, no active systems. read these. Top may be transferred to any pillar safely. The upper overload if transferred to a pillar with an active top. Lower may only be safely transferred to another pillar that either has no systems or only the base system active. The base system can only be moved if there's no system. I have to get everything over to the right pillar. So. That one more time. I'm thinking. Base has to go first. We'll do are successful. Alright, I'm on. Miller. Bill. That goes to the middle. Okay. Upper goes to right. Middle to the right. Right to the left. Right. Right. From the right to the middle. From the left to the middle. From the left to the right, yeah. And then I should from the middle to the reserve, basically. So bottom can't have any. Good. Move top to the left. Oh no. I can move the top. Right. Mid upper. Five. Okay. Okay. This is the way. Okay, from the left. The left to middle. And left to middle, left to right. Middle to right. Right to left. Left. Right. Oh. Left to middle. And then we're going to do left to right. Right, and then middle to right. Right to left. Middle. Right. Left. Right. Fuck. Okay. Now we have to start over. Alright, left to middle. We're trying to think on my own. Left to right. Middle to right. Can you tell I'm not good at chess? Kind of simple. Alright, so I did middle to right, left to middle. Right to left. Right to middle. Love to know. Right? Don't tell. Right, tell. Metal turret. Reddit sent me a happy birthday thing. Still a lie, but alright. Up real quick. Well, bless you. Better did. Nature's looking pool of acid has flooded the room. Close the door. What in? Get across the pool of acid in the chamber if I am to complete my test here. That is not going to be easy. Runes name one obelisk the pillar fire while the other is the pillar ice. One of the pillars leads to a way to remove acid. Fire or ice. Fire create toxic. Not sure. Maybe freezing the pool is safer. So I need to. Because if I were to use fire grenade, And it was kind of like that.
So, you return to us with the lightsaber in hand, as I knew you would.
The Force has served you well.
You took a great risk in acquiring the artifact. You used your mind and your power. No peaceful meditation, no pacifism. Sometimes you must fight in order to achieve. This gives you your passion. This makes you stronger. This is what makes you superior. That is the lesson we teach with that part of the final test. Do you understand? True, but most would say they fight only when they must, or not at all. We are the ones who know that struggle is what makes us superior. When a Jedi acts, it is with skill, true, but the Jedi teach you that your passions are counterproductive, that strength is only found in peace. Did you not feel a moment of excitement in the tomb? Did your passions not flow and make you feel stronger and more alive? What purpose would be served by restricting yourself from such? I would say only the purpose of the Jedi. Through this, they would control you and restrict your potential. Perhaps not to someone of your natural strength. The point is in the recognition of the nature of the act, rather than its sheer difficulty. If you came to the Academy, you must have felt the stirrings within you that cry out for the freedom of the dark side, that cry out for release. I can only show you the path that will lead to power and superiority. You have followed it this far. You must decide if you are capable of continuing. This is where your path ends, young one. There is no turning back once you have embarked on it. Good. The last part of your test will now commence. Here, you will learn the lesson of competition. All life must compete in order to flourish. Such is the natural way of the universe. To stand still is to know death. One must always be moving forward. So it is the same amongst the Sith. Compete or die. Mercy is irrelevant. So it behooves you in this final test to strike down one you are familiar with, for no other reason than to prove you are superior and without mercy. Normally, this would be against another student. You, however, get a special treat. You will fight Euthura here, my own apprentice.
What? So this is what you had planned all along? You wish me killed?
Indeed. You have become too ambitious, Euthura. It is time for you to die, and someone more talented to take your place.
No. It is time for you to die, Master. My pupil stands with me.
Oh, is this true, young one? You wish to join Euthura in her foolish scheme?
Ha ha ha.
Do you hear that, my master? That is the sound of a new leader rising to replace you.
So the time has come, has it? You both wish to stand against a Sith Master and perish, do you? Then so be it.
Let's not forget that I'm Darth Revan. Wow, for a Sith Master, you really know how to get stuck in a stasis. Okay, you're kind of a bitch. Sorry, you want to go more ambition? Too far. Stop! Heavens. Bitch, I will strike you first. Like, if you don't stop pushing him and just fucking strike him.
And a new order is brought to the academy. Excellent. Unfortunately for you, I don't intend to.
Oh, good, I didn't.
As if I would ever believe that.
Do you like to get stuck in a stasis? Okay, you're a bitch, and you can fuck yourself. Also, for being Sith, like Dark Jedi, y'all really know how to get stuck, don't you? Alright. Poison. Not a bitch.
I yield. You are too strong for me. Gather your hatred and strike me down if that is your will. As I thought, you are no Sith. A real Sith would have no hesitation in striking me down. Then I hope you got what you... I was right the first time back at the cantina, wasn't I? There is something strange about you. More so than I even suspected. Your path leads elsewhere to a destiny I can only guess at. Whatever it is does not involve joining the Sith. Not yet, at least. Go then. Go and leave here. I'll not stop you.
We murdered the hell out of your Sith Master, but you? Nah. Well, I couldn't get out of murdering. Fun. Like, but did you, like, wasn't that last strike, like, cool though? Like, we got in sync and then just like, sk. It was fucking badass. I wish I forgot to clip. Was pretty dope.
How can you possibly be the one the man? It is good. Yes, I will.
Maybe you can do better than I. This Mandalorian is proving more resistant than I expected. I'm trying to get him to tell us where his weapon cache is hidden. So far, all the serum combinations I'm using are proving ineffective. If I bring his drug threshold too high, he'll go into shock and be useless. Too low, and he just refuses to talk. It's been maddening. Certainly. Just don't. If you manage to get the location of his cache out of him, it'll...
Use whatever method you wish, Sith. I will not break my will. My mind is my own, and I will tell you nothing. I know your language, Sith, but I won't give you the satisfaction of... For trying to trick me, I do not believe you. No, you lie. I will never believe the words of a... Oh, shit!
What have you done? I told you not to... Ah, I may as well take this fool and dump...
Didn't want to kill him. Damn it. Sorry, guy.
No problem. Didn't work.
Break it over. Old coffee. Idea. Ooh, yikes. I hate it when I can't. Hate it when I don't. I like the coffee I've seen. Go that way. Go this way. Ignore me. I was able to return to the Evenhawk outside. If I could just get my little R unit. Party selection. You can go home. I know. for me. What's up, guys? Hey. Heck. That was easy.
Master Euthura has taken over the Academy. Everyone's talking about it. I guess she finally got rid of Uthar somehow.
The Republic will come to you, and when they do, you'll get what's coming to.
If you're here to use the dueling room, go ahead. I knew something was up when Euthura showed up and claimed control of the Academy. Uthar must be planning a fight. Well, you go back to wherever Master Uthar is and tell him I'm on it. I'll get these prisoners out of the Academy pronto.
Yes?
Bet. Waiting for me here. Okay.
Have you heard? Euthura, I mean, Master Euthura has taken over the Academy. Well done, I say. Have you heard? Master...
Your destiny does not lie.
You beat me. Go on, gloat.
Wrap up any loose ends I've left.
I hear you beat out the others to get the prestige you needed. Congratulations. You deserve it.
I guess that's everything. Go.
If you must know, I intend to take the first ship off this rock. Why should that interest you? I trust you got whatever you wanted from the tombs. I already said, didn't I? I don't want to still be around when they start asking questions about you. Why do you care? I've no intention of opposing you.
Perhaps you could go back to the Jedi. I did.
I don't know. I'll think about it. Just leave me alone, Jahani. Why don't you ask her? She and I were students together at Dantooine for a time. We were close, and we shared doubts about the Jedi's ways. I left for the Sith because I thought it would be better here. It looks like Jahani changed her mind and stayed with the Jedi after all. Your doing, maybe? Anyway, I'm done with the Jedi, the Sith, and with her. Just leave me alone. Then
Greetings. If you haven't heard, there's some trouble over at the Academy. A power struggle, most likely. But news is sketchy, so anything Zerker can do for you? Do...
Party. 3. We're all on the same.
You are strong, child. But I will break you.
I'll never fall to the dark side. You think torture will turn me, Malik? You're a fool.
Torture? No, dear Bastila. You misunderstand. This is but a taste of the dark side to whet your appetite. When you finally swear loyalty to me, it will be willingly.
Never.
such resolve in your words, but I see the truth in your heart. The dark side calls to you, Bastila. You hunger to taste it. Become my apprentice, and all its power can be yours.
Things shocking me, sexually harassing me will turn me. It isn't. Right.
The Starforge. I've never seen anything like it. I'm transmitting these coordinates to Admiral Dodonna. Maybe a quick strike by the Republic can cripple the Sith fleet. Message is away. Now we can just wait for the Republic to show up. We should be safe here. We're outside their sensor range. Small vanguard of Sith fighters coming in hard. Someone needs to get on those gun turrets. Take those fighters out before they report our position to the main fleet. Incoming fighters!
Got him.
Oh, we've got problems. We've flown in some kind of disruptor field. All my instruments are jammed. We've got massive overloads in all systems. I'm picking up a single planet in this system. I'll try and put us down there. Hold on. This may be a rough landing.
Whew! Talk about your rough landings, Karth. What's the matter? You're flying like you've been on an all-night Teresian ale drinking binge.
That disruptor field fried our stabilizers. We're lucky we made it down in one piece. But if I can't find the salvage to make repairs, I won't even be able to get the Ebon Hawk airborne again.
During our rather rapid descent, I noticed the hulls of many crashed ships scattered across the landscape. Perhaps the parts you need can be found among the wreckage.
The KOTOR's right. This planet's a technological graveyard. I saw dozens of downed ships out there. That disruptor field must have wiped them all out. But where could it be coming from?
Even if we get the stabilizers fixed, we have to find and disable the source of that disruptor field before we can take off. Otherwise, we'll just end up crashing again. They must have some kind of protection against it, but the Republic fleet won't. We have to find a way to disable that disruptor field, or the Sith will slaughter them.
T3's picking up massive power fluctuations on the ship's sensors. They seem to be coming from some type of large stone structure to the east. It looks like some kind of ancient temple.
Good idea. If that temple's generating power, it probably has something to do with that disruptor field.
Hey, don't forget about Bastila, guys. We still have to rescue her, too.
I only hope we're not too late. Bastila has been Malak's prisoner for a long time. If he can turn her to the dark side, she will join him, and the Sith will be invincible.
I fear Bastila will find the lure of the dark side difficult to resist. She is strong in the Force, but she's also impulsive, willful, and proud, as you once were, Revan. I'm glad to hear you say that. Now that you know your true identity, I was afraid you might slip back over to the dark side. If Bastila feels as you do, there may yet be hope for her.
Well, if Bastila's on the Starforge like you think, Jolie, then we can't rescue her until we disable that disruptor field. The sooner we investigate that temple to the east, the better. We can probably find the wreckage of a downed ship along the way. And if we're lucky, we can salvage some stabilizers from it to get off this planet.
I hope everything works out as smooth as you make it sound, Karth.
Well, so do I, Mission. So do I.
Right. Karth. Honey. A little upset that I got conned out of the fucking. Oh, okay. That's happening.
For the object!
How'd you like that?
Had waited for a better opportunity, yes, but then we would have been. I can see. We're smart as well as Valorious. We thank you again for saving us. That's something. Good crash tier 1 our mining survey vessel. Mining survey vessel encountered some sort of energy. Except our engine and power system. Core system crashed in. Our ship sank far out to the sea, but a handful of us were able to make it to the island. More than you. Many have been killed. Tried to swim closer island, but not heard from them. Of the 10 of us who are here, we 2 are the only remaining survivors. They attack any they come across. They are barbaric savages who feast upon the bodies of the dead. The only beings who crash here that can hold them off the Mandalorians, and we dare not go near them. We know their depredations too well. Yes, there are more than you might think, although that may just be because they aren't killed as easily. With the weapons, they raid and kill other survivors and can fight off the natives as well. They seem to have some sort of invisibility or light cloaking shield that hides them. Right. They are north of here by a large temple structure. We dare not approach it, for they would surely kill us. We cannot delay much longer. The longer we stay, the more likely either the Mandalorians or the natives will find us and kill us. I believe that would be the best choice. The others have not returned. But it may be because they can find no way to. It would be worth the risk rather than stay here and face death. I think you won the last time here saving us. We shall remember you and hope that, should you escape, you tell the Republic of those of us stranded here. Honey, take care of the one that's not. Okay. I mean, that feels bad. Oof. Worth the up north. Now that we've established bearings. Excuse me. Right. Oh. Stay your weapons. Interloper, we are not here for battle or blood. We bring you an invitation from the one great champion of the Rakata. Wait a minute. You understood this, Chris?
Of course. You and Malik must have been here before. You probably learned their language back when you were Revan.
We have used strange magics and weapons to slaughter our raiding parties, Interloper. We have bathed in the blood of fierce Rakatan warrior. Power and skill in battle has impressed the One. He wishes an audience with a great honor. Come with us now, and we'll take you to him. One is the leader of our tribe, the great champion of the Rakata. He has feasted on the flesh of many foes. Come with us, and we'll take you to him now. Sounds like a trap, but I guess I should probably say I got a bad feeling about this. Revan, somehow I knew we would meet again. Even when you vanished, I knew you would not forget the vow you swore to me. And when my scouts told me of a great warrior from the sky slaughtering our raiding parties and mysterious powers and magic, I knew you had at least returned. Like it. Your words are confusing. I recognize you. You're the one called Revan. You are the one who came here before, you and Malik. one you served, or the one who served you. You promised to slay our enemy. In exchange for our aid, you swore to destroy the elders and bring us their secrets. Are you saying this means nothing to you now? I believe you, Revan. I sense there is something different about you. Something that has changed. You are not the same as you were before. Yet the power of magic, what you call the Force, is within you still. You can still destroy the elders and fulfill your vow. You vowed to kill the others and bring us the secret knowledge they protect. In exchange, we promised to use this lost knowledge to help you enter the Temple of the Ancient. When you vanished, we thought you had forgotten us, and killed by the elders. Now you have returned our alliance. Now that you have returned our alliance to hold, destroy the elders and we will help you. I suppose, if what you say is true, that you cannot remember when you were last here, then you must have many questions. Very well, Revan. I will help you to understand, and then you will destroy the elders' tribe and fulfill the oath you swore to us long ago. You arrived with Malik, your servant, 3 of your galactic... My scouts saw your sky ship plummet to the earth, went to crash site. Tried to take you prisoner, but you unleashed your magic, what you called the Force, on them. Seeing your power, they bowed before you and brought you here to me. You used your power to rip the Rakata language from my mind, as you drove basic into our skulls so we could help you quest to find something called the Star Force. The answers you sought lay within the Temple of the Ancient, not help you enter the temple. Elders alone hold its secrets, guarding them with their very lives. I know nothing of this disruptor field, but throughout the history of our tribe, ships have fallen from the sky. It has always been this way, though in recent generations it has become more frequent. We have little understanding of such magic to make metal fly, but my scouts rush to take whatever we can carry from the crash sites in the hopes we may one day unlock these. This was how we acquired our Rancor war beasts. Several very young specimens were recovered from a crashed vessel. We raised them to adulthood, training and breeding them to be loyal beasts of war. That I cannot help you with. Although we have recovered many strange devices from the sky ships that crashed to the earth, their use is a mystery to me. As a show of good faith, I will allow you to search the stores of our tribe and take whatever you find. In exchange, I know you will destroy the elders and bring the secrets they guard back to me. There's little I can tell you about the temple. I know the secrets of our ancestors are contained within, but the temple itself is barred to us. When you last were here, you and Malik sought to enter the temple. Saw ancient knowledge and a way to escape this world within its stone walls. The elders know how to bypass the barrier that surrounds it. Destroy them and bring back their secrets to us, and we will help you enter the temple. That was our agreement. More about the elders. The elders guard the ancient secrets. Within their compound is the knowledge of power and magic, including the knowledge of how to enter the temple itself. I've lost many warriors storming the gates of their compound, but they use weapons of light and fire against us, and not even our war beasts are strong enough to breach their defenses. Sometimes we can capture an elder when they venture forth from their compound, and we have learned something about them. That's how we know they guard the ancient secrets. No matter what tortures we inflict upon them, they will not reveal their secrets to us. They fear the knowledge that they themselves guard, and they will never willingly surrender it to us. I see that you have changed much since our last meeting. I'm confident you will not betray us this time. The compound of the elders is to the south, beyond the temple of the ancient. From torturing the few elders we have captured, we know something of what lies beyond the gates. The elders are few in number. You can get past the exterior defenses, and could surely slaughter them all. Then you can bring us back the knowledge they guard. Computer. Word our prisoners have used. When we forced them to explain to us, they said this computer was some type of thinking or magic we cannot understand. Before they died, some prisoners did speak of such a machine inside their compound, but I do not believe it has anything to do with trying to protect. There was one prisoner, an elder whose mind broke beneath our tortures. He raved of ancient rituals, lost power, and forgotten secrets. Fortunately, most of his dying screams made sense to him. Yet in his last hours, he spoke of a book, a tome that recorded the most powerful knowledge of the elders and detailed the rituals and secrets. I am certain this ancient tome will allow me to unleash what has, for so long, been hidden by the elders. Bring me this book, and I will use the knowledge within it to help you enter the temple. You have it, bring it to me. Until then, you may move freely about our village. I will be waiting for your return. Level up. 666. Alright.
What?
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 Oh, look at you. I technically am and am not Revan. Okay, go away. Hey y'all. Allowing me. Alright, thank you for allowing me to steal your shit. Yeah, excuse me. Mind me, just shit. Oh, bad. Hi. Lore Master. Greetings, Revan. I am Jarshi, the Lore Master of our tribe. I am the keeper of our histories and chronicler of the conquests of the One. The position of Lore Master is a sacred and respected one among our people. We are the keepers of history, the ones who pass down the traditions of our people. I am here to chronicle the conquests and achievements of the One. I have followed his exploits for many years. Yours as well. When last you came to this island, the One had just arrived with his army. We spoke then, as now, and you told me of your travels and stories about the worlds beyond ours. You spoke of the magical force you wielded, which gave you power over the elements. Then you left us and went back to the stars, never to be heard from again. We wondered what had happened, what could have gone wrong, but could do nothing against you or the elders. What of our people would you like to know? In the times before our most ancient histories, there was nothing you could call the Rakatan people. There were unintelligent proto-Rakata wandering at the surface of this world. Spawned from the womb of this world, they were gifted with the brilliance of thought, but not tempered with the wisdom to use it. The gods of the fire first spoke to them, the ground shook and heaved, and fire raced across the surface of the world. They fled beneath the ground to escape the calamity and dwelled there for some time. At last, the gods spoke to them in dreams, dreams of the surface and life. They re-emerged from the ground and found the land much changed around them. Gone were the plains and valleys they had known. Instead, there were islands stretching across the breadth of the world. The world had been remade for them by the gods of the sky, and they gave thanks and fear and gratitude. Any of the gods you mentioned? The world is ruled by the gods of the earth and sky, both living and dead. Sky gods remade the world, but the gods of the earth, who had sheltered and protected the Rakata, were gone. They're dead of asleep, or whether dead or asleep, they have not been heard from again. Nor do the gods in the sky listen to our pleas any longer, although we can still see their lights gleam in the heavens. So we want to Rakata are left here to our own devices, make the future we demand for ourselves. Your first civilization. Back in the days of the First Awakening, when our people rose from the ground and brought the light of civilization to our new world, our people spread far and wide across the islands. Among these peoples, there were some that rose to the greatness on the largest islands, were the Rakatans of vision and forethought who built great monuments for themselves and their leaders. But these cultures did not know their true strengths. They did not draw upon the knowledge of their past to feed their present. Of course, these cultures, with their centers of learning and their great temples, collapsed in riots and chaos, burning their cultures from the world in an orgy of violence. It was a thousand years of darkness before the light of First Empire rose upon the blood of the past. When the first civilizations of our people destroyed and chaos and anarchy sweeping the islands, it seemed that a time of darkness had descended upon us that would never end. But a strong nation of survivors yet endured. On one of the smaller islands near the equatorial regions, they had not forgotten the oldest traditions, those learned from the gods of the earth while we dwelt beneath its surface. Taking the knowledge of their elders and passing their wisdom and skills on to the next generation by eating their flesh, they built a culture unrivaled throughout history, greater even than your vaunted republic. I think it's a good time. But fate was unkind to these great Rakata, these first ones of our kind, to rise above savagery and create a true lasting civilization. Also, hello, friend. Did I already have... Also, bro, what are you doing? That sword there. You wanna chill out? Just a little? Maybe? Our skin had been hardened and turned black from the time our people spent beneath the surface, but always at the fringes of society there were rumors. Rumors of those of other colors who survived above the surface while we dwelt below. We can pinpoint no direct cause for the collapse of the First Empire, but it was swift and total. What had taken centuries to build and was maintained for thousands of years disappeared within 10, perhaps 20 years. From the ancient cities we have examined, there was much fighting and death, as well as fires that burned bright and hot enough to melt the stones of their palaces to glass. Also, in scattered fragments and records, we have heard of a people being found, a people unlike the Rakata but taking our form, who waged a monumental war that tore civilization apart. What this war was, or who those beings were, we do not know. They are the demons of our legends. We believe them to be gone, wiped out in that vast conflagration. But we cannot know for sure. I'm not sure how to pronounce that either. I already asked. Civilization lacked back into savagery. No longer the great people of centuries past. Brother turned on brother, tribesman on tribesman, until all fought and sought to destroy each other. The legacy of the final war and the collapse that came after it is still echo with us today. We are still a fractured people. Many tribes dwell on these islands, warring with each other constantly. Each seeks to grow its own strength, absorbing that of its enemies through their flesh cut down in battle. But none has been strong enough to exert their influence over more than a handful of islands. Till now, that is. We now are in the midst of a great war of reclamation. that war. Before none were strong enough to bind together the tribes and before none were strong enough to bind together the tribes and unite them towards a common goal, but that changed. Now we do have a leader, and under him we have swept across the islands, conquering all who have stood before us. Over the last 20 years, we have conquered over 100 islands, both large and small. The one has led us to victory, where none have before, further strengthening us with the blood of our enemies. We have subjugated many tribes as well, their warriors joining ours in our great crusade. But recently, things have not gone so well. More and more outsiders fall from the sky and kill our people. More and more tribes resist us, or even rebel. It has taken a great part of our strength to resist, but under the One we shall prevail. Nothing shall stop him from forming the Second Empire. Undoing here. We heard of the temple on this island. Temple of the Ancients. Building the like of which has not been seen anywhere else. A place of great power, it was reputed, with great guardians as well. One came here with an army to see this temple and seize it for our cause, but we were met with strange and powerful magics which have defeated us at every turn. So now the One sits here and broods on his troubles, listening only to the messengers who bear his orders to all corners of his territory. If only the riddle of the temple could be solved and its guardian elders removed, then he would consume their flesh and knowledge and bring unity to our people. It is my sincere hope as well that you can help us with our great task. The great story of the One would take many days to tell its entirety. It is my specialty, of course. What would you like to know of his great story? How he was raised. Born to poverty, raised in a hovel with no elders to guide him and share their strength with him, he had nothing to rely on but himself. But in his weakness, he was uniquely destined for strength and the burdens it carries with it. Even in his youth, it was obvious that the One was destined for greatness. But when but a youngling, he defeated one of the strange blue-armored warriors who fall from the sky and feasted him. The respect from his battle gave him the step he needed to go forward on a path that has led him ever upwards since. Now he came the power. By adulthood, the One was held in awe by those of his tribe as both a warrior and a leader. When he challenged the chieftain of his tribe, no one doubted that he would prevail. The chieftain could see, and knowing that the One would bring the tribe into the greatness, offered himself up without a fight. The tribe fed well and was stronger for his sacrifice. Under the leadership of the One, his tribe conquered all others on the island, capturing and subduing their warriors, feasting on their chieftain, growing his own army at the moment. He was truly a force that could not be stopped. A leader unlike any we have seen in our history. He will be the one to unite all. And his conquest. After he had conquered his own island and his army had grown to a large size, he turned his eyes towards the nearest other islands and with each island that fell to him, his army grew stronger, his wisdom greater with each chief given up to him, and his vision of a future for our people brighter. Before long, he had conquered every island in a month's sailing and had armies expanding every direction. It seemed that nothing would stand against him. But we heard of the Temple of the Ancients here on this forgotten island. At the edge of the true sea, and the One was intrigued. It was a place of power, to be sure, and none could doubt its significance. Driven by portents and omens, he came to this island with 1,000 of his finest warriors, and here we stay. I cannot leave while the temple stands unopened, but we cannot enter while the elders stand against us. One sits each day brooding on the fate that has led us into this impasse. Right, I believe that was it. If you must, I shall remain here as always, as I always do, listening to those who wish to speak and remembering. Alright. I think I already... No, I didn't. Cool. Okay. Sir? Excuse me. He's good. Not to be. War leader Garn. You have a name? You are the great warrior now, it seems. You came before and defeated us, and now do so again. If you are as great as you appear to be, then perhaps you can help us as well. There have been many attacks on the island recently with blue and red armored warriors against our scouts. The beings you are talking about. I was given the task of rooting out their forces, but as you can see, I have failed. Failed both the one who gave me the command, the dozen warriors who accompanied me, did not return. If you are a great warrior, then you may yet be able to destroy them where I have failed. Surely you have powers beyond my ken, and those would undoubtedly prove critical. These killers have made their base of sorts near the entrance to the temple itself. Our scouts can no longer travel safely in that area, and any passage by you towards the Elder's compound would be in danger as well. Your own best interests lie in their deaths. There have been many wrecks that have crashed into this world. Many of the items from these vessels may be of some use to you. If you bring me back the head of their leader, I could show you one of the better caches. Why? To gain his strength and knowledge, of course. So will you do this thing? For both of us? Well, good. I can see that you are a true friend to our people. We'll be waiting here for you when you return. Don't worry about the Mandalorian. Else hasn't? Right. Back along the Dead Body Road. I'm Mandalorian. Oh. Oh, okay. I guess this is happening.
You asked for this!
Well, that was a thing that happened.
What?
Sure.
South Beach. Pretty sure that oh god.
You're dead.
Ew.
Sure.
What?
Sure.
What?
Sure.
Your wish?
Oh.
Yes?
We're not Ricotta. What is your business here, Offler? Ricotta speak. Ricotta, where a spy must be killed. Okay. Good thing I saved right there. Bullshit. You are Revan. The council wishes to speak with you. You may enter. Thank you. Heavy bullshit. If the Elder Council did not expect to see you again, Revan. Thought you had betrayed us. Why have you returned to our village after all this time? Is this some type of test? Type of trick? You came seeking our aid. You came in search of a way to enter the Temple of the Ancient. You claim to be seeking a way to destroy the Star Forge, and we were foolish enough to believe you. Aware of your true nature, we helped you enter the temple. But you betrayed us, Revan. Instead of destroying the terrible legacy of our ancestors, you unleashed the evil of the Star Forge upon an unsuspecting galaxy. Now you stand before the Council of Elders once more. Once more we ask you, for what reason have you returned, Revan? Memory. Think we are fools, Revan? Do you think we've forgotten how you lied to us last time? Why should we believe you now? They say that the experiences of our past define us and make us what we are. If it is true you have lost your memories, then perhaps you are changed. But how are we to know this is not some trick, Revan? Say you are not who you once were, yet here on our world you repeat the pattern of the last myth. Like last time you have crashed here. Last time you have come seeking our help. Have you changed, Revan? Again, you are only repeating the patterns from before. You know we hold the secret of entering the temple. That is why you do not attack us. You come in the guise of a friend, but how do we know you're not going to betray us again? Don't you mean the words you speak? Words are easy to say, it is the action proves the true nature of your character. You must prove to us that you're not the same as you once before, Revan. Prove that you have changed. Recently, several of our scouts were captured by the One. Most of them were brutally slaughtered, but we have information that one of the scouts is still alive. They will use unimaginable tortures to force the scout to reveal everything he knows about our tribe. Once the One is done with him, the scout will be executed like others. I have what you call plot convenient amnesia. You must prove you are truly changed by risking your own life to save another. Rescue our scout from the clutches of the One, and we will consider helping you. I can negotiate. Sure, if you can find some way to save the prisoner with him, good, but we don't believe that would be possible. The One does not like your life to save the prisoner would show us the person's about making amends for the past. Speak to Azra, the keeper of history. He is located near the great computer on the far side of our enclave. My best to answer your question. Y'all ready for this? We are the elders. Our ancestors were the priests of the infinite empire, the guardians of the temple, and the keepers of technology. The warlords unleashed their weapons of mass destruction and devastated the world. Our ancestors knew we could never allow such technology to again. We sealed the knowledge of destruction within the temple, and for the past 1,000 generations, we have kept vigil here, ensuring the knowledge does not fall into the wrong hands. Wish to know more about this, you should Azra the Azra. Our history is a long one, but it is also one filled with bloodshed and sorrow. Once the Rakata ruled all the known galaxy, but our empire was destroyed by our own. You wish to know more about this? You should speak to the other guy. The temple is a sacred place, but also a piece of great danger. Within its walls, the terrible secrets of our ancestors locked away. We ourselves can no longer enter the temple. We do not have the power of the Force. You can enter with our help. If you wish to know more about this, speak to Azra Morhes. Tell me about the Star. Starforge is the blight upon our world, an orbiting symbol of the failures, horrors of our past. We have long searched for a way to destroy it, and now you finally have given us that chance. Or speak to Azra. There's only one other group of Rakata on the island, the tribe of the One. They would slaughter us if they could, hoping to unlock the secrets hidden away in the temple. When One first arrived on the island, we sent emissaries under a flag of truce to try and negotiate with this tribe, but all our envoys were brutally slaughtered. We do not have we do have the technology to destroy the one and his followers, but if we kill them all, then we will only prove that we have learned nothing of the past 20,000 years. The one is mad with power. We choose not to fight him, so our only course of action is to stay here in isolation where we're safe, just as we have done for the past 1,000 years. If you wish no more, speak to Asra. Read that last bit. Going yet? Robot. That. Right, man. All right. Out. Okay. Verification. You gotta access your archives, restricted Ricotta or person. Players may not access. Logical user speaks the language of the Ricotta. In order to serve them, user added to authorized list of non-Ricotta. Further information can be obtained from the main archives within the Temple of the Ancients, downloading codes to bypass the exterior energy field surrounding. The archives are ready for information retrieval and download into remote datapad storage. Please select a topic. Searching secrets are locked with the Temple of the Ancients, Elders, technology, falling into searching. The shields constructed by the Elders to guard the temple are controlled from the summit of the structure. Anyone inside the temple may temporarily shut down the shield. There's only one way to gain access to the temple from the outside. The shield is designed to lower in response to a ritualistic detailed in the attacks held by the keeper. Protect the secrets within the temple. The chant will only work if spoken by the Ricotta. No other speakers can create the proper intonations that will trigger the shield deactivation. Error, no information in Starboard detected. Information may be reported in the database of the temple. Locked in the temple, the Elders still. The Elders had descended from the Ricotta priests. Past, when the Infinite Empire collapsed, the Elders isolated themselves on this island, far away from the rest of society. Elders hid the secret technology ancients with the temple, fearing it used to bring about the ancient Ricotta. Deprived of the knowledge of the ancients, the other Ricotta degenerated into primitive tribes engaged in constant warfare. Yet only the Elders have preserved the true history of this war. I already asked that. Take a of ancient secrets. All the dark mysteries of the Rakata are housed within its stone walls, which pulse with the living power of the ancient. Only those who can command the Force can enter the temple. None among the Rakata still have this ability, though the elders are seeking to breed a person. The disruptor field is controlled by a generator within the temple. Agents inside the disruptor field, the energy barrier around the temple can be. More information. Greetings once again, Revan. I'm glad you have returned. I couldn't believe that you betrayed us despite what the council said. I was around to keep history for the elders. The last time you were here, you had many questions. The council told us all of the destruction of your memories, but still I had hoped you might recall something of our past discussion. I wish I could remember. There's no need to apologize. It just pains me to know that all you had learned from me is forgotten. Still, I would be happy to instruct you again. Yes, of course, although you must forgive me as some of this starts to seem familiar. After all, we did go into the history of the Rakata at some length the last time you were here. I will do my best to enlighten you with the knowledge I hold. What subject do you wish to learn about? Doing a lot of voice acting. Give me about 30 seconds. I'm gonna go grab another liquid beverage. Here, Brie. Oh, hello. And back. Alright. Tell me about the beginnings of the Rakata Empire. Are you ready, kids? Long ago, we Rakata were a great already failing. Spacefaring people, our ships combined technology and the power of the Force, and we were able to pilot them to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Everywhere we went, we found civilizations less advanced and weaker than our own, but instead of helping them advance, we conquered and enslaved them. Back then, we could still command the Force. That, combined with our advanced technology, made our march of conquest irresistible. Then the Infinite Empire stretched across the entire galaxy. Over time, we lost our ability to use the Force. Some believe we had used the Force for so long that we evolved biologically and became immune. In any case, once we lost our sensitivity to the Force, our empire began to fracture. We had to revert to more conventional space travel using inferior technology. Our ultimate collapse was inevitable. How did the Empire collapse? Long ago, the Rakata ruled all the known galaxy. All the species bowed down to us. But we were a corrupt people, and in our fall from glory, there are terrible lessons that must be. The Infinite Empire was built on slaughter. It was inevitable it should collapse upon itself. War, plague, and slave rebellion forced us to retreat back here to our hidden homeworld. Here, conflict among power-hungry warlords escalated into full civil war. Terrible weapons of mass destruction were unleashed, driving most of the Rakata far beneath the earth for shelter. The devastation ravaged the world, our people were scattered, our cities leveled, our very existence all but erased. The glory of the Infinite Empire is now nothing but dust and bones. In the past few thousand years, small bands of Rakata have begun to return to the surface, but they are primitive and superstitious creatures. Only we elders remember anything of the true past. Tribes. We elders are descendants of the holy priest castes of the Infinite Empire, survivors of the terrible weapons unleashed by the warlords during the final collapse of our empire. Inside the Temple of the Ancients, our ancestors were safe from the devastation that forced the other Rakata to flee underground. We emerged from the temple to find an empty and ruined land. At last, we understood the terrible power of our own technology. To ensure it could never be unleashed upon us again, we sealed the ancient knowledge within the temple. Many centuries ago, the other Rakata began to emerge from the underground warrens, where they had sought shelter from the devastation of the warlords. If these Rakata were as violent as the warlords they had fled many years ago. After centuries of battle and bloodshed, the tribe of the One has emerged as the strongest of them all. Now the One, lured by half-remembered legends of his people, lusts to possess the terrible power locked inside the temple. They never allow that to happen. Tried reasoning. When the One first arrived on this island, we sent emissaries under a flag of truce to try and negotiate with his tribe, but all our envoys were brutally slaughtered. You have the technology to destroy the One and his followers, but if we kill them all, learn nothing. Okay, that's the same thing that the One Elder said. You know about the Temple of the Ancient. The temple is a sacred place of terrible secrets. All the dark mysteries of the Rakata are housed within its stone walls, which pulse with the living power of the Ancient. Only those who can command this power, what you call the Force, enter the temple. Many centuries ago, there were still a few among us who passed within the walls. But living in the shadow of the temple, we became desensitized to this power. As you yourself said the last time you were here, the elders are no longer force sensitive. None of the Rakata can control the Force now, but long ago there were those who could pass through the barrier. Our ancestors created the energy shield around the building as a second line of defense, but the energy shield was created using technology within itself. Once we helped you and Malik to get past the barrier, you discovered a way to lower the shields at will from within the temple itself. After this, you had no further need of us. Once hallowed ground of the temple is now overrun, followers of Malik who command the Force, those you call the Dark Jedi. I will do my best to enlighten you with the knowledge I hold, subject you wish to learn about. And tell me about the Starfield. Much of our knowledge of the Starforge is lost. It was built during the height of the Infinite Empire long ago. All we know now is that it casts a terrible shadow across our world. We elders have longed to destroy the Starforge for many generations to cleanse ourselves of its evil presence, but we have neither the knowledge nor the capability. When you and Malik came here last, we saw you as saviors. We let you into the temple so you could destroy the Starforge, but instead you harnessed its dark power for yourselves. You awakened a dormant evil. Your fleet helped spread the corruption of the Starforge throughout the galaxy, and now you return as our last hope to stop what you once started. Oh. Disruptor Field is one of the ancient defenses of the Starforge. A great generator within the Temple of the Ancients fuels it. You will have to enter the temple to disable it. Yes, of course. You have much to do and little enough time to do it, but if you ever have any questions for me, I'll be happy to try and answer. Didn't realize I was getting history. You can tell how long it's been since I've played this game. It's been quite some time. At least since I've gotten this far. I can also tell that I didn't really go through the history lessons when I played it the first time. But I was also like 12, I think. I don't... Yeah. Now we get to go back. There. Great. Like... Y'all fighting something? I'll get knocked the fuck out. Well, that was terrible.
Yes?
You give her a shot.
Yes?
Connie. Go ahead and take care of him.
Yes?
Much better, guys. Much better.
Yes?
Yes?
Okay, fine. Excuse me. I guess that's happening. Holy shit! Oh god. This is awful. Fucking... Oh shit! I'm going this way! Was not enjoyable. You. Fucking shit. I didn't get the assault armor on. Shit. Shit. Problem. Serpentine. Woof. Okay. Gonna or
That'll show you.
woof.
Yes?
Alright. Let's go ahead and just get out of here real quick.
Your wish?
Sure.
What is it?
Huh? Yes?
Yes?
Oh, you bitch. This could end terribly.
Sure. Here it is.
Push it. No, no, don't fuck it, you fucking idiots. Come on, run.
That'll show you.
Fuck. Oh no. Need a around. Still is permanent chip. Life 6. Hop back here. And run. At least I only got the one.
You're dead.
That didn't work. Oh, go too close to that guy. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Circle. That's the best I can hope for. Idiots! Oh no. See, that's what you get for being. Nope. And then Anna had sanitized, and ooh, gosh, that sounds not pleasant. Run away! Just it. I mean, you can tell someone's oblivious of their surroundings. Yeah, very aware of that. Wait, like all of that. Gotta run around this circle. Trigger that guy over there. Yeah, when... Oh no, there's just 3 of them now. What the fuck? What happens if I come up here? I become an idiot. That's what happened. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is all bad. Such bad. Oh god, you're catching up to me. Why? Don't mind me, just running away from my problems is all. I think this lasts way longer than it needs to. Let my special power oh god. Fuck. Cup of brownie. All right. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead, hit save. We'll have to do the Mandalorian. Alas, it is 7:15, so say we did good, fam. But anyway, I would say make that cup of brownie for sure, because you. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I definitely won't do anything tomorrow because we have like tomorrow's a full day. We're recording next week's episode of the radio show. If I'm bored though, Sunday I might do the thing. Who knows? Next time we save Vastly. Yes, indeed. That is definitely on the agenda. And maybe next time we don't go into the definitely do like, you know, get rid of the Mandalorian. That's the thing we can do. I've done it already. From her terrible Sith sex dungeon. I mean, if it's terrible, it's bad. But what if it wasn't terrible? What if she enjoys it? There was no consent. This is true. This is very much true. She did not want to be there. So you're right. There was absolutely no consent. So that is accurate. Yeah. That's about it. That's all I got. But thanks for hanging out this week, and we'll be back on Monday if I don't decide to do the thing on Sunday. But have a great weekend, and I'm gonna send you on over to my friend. Safe word is go to the dark side. Yeah, basically. But I'm gonna send you on over to my friend Jen. Things in a band called LC Binks. Have a great night. And yeah. Talk to you guys next week. Have a great weekend.